Hi everyone, my name is Shanae Weber and I will be your integrated math teacher for this semester. I'm very excited to have you here. I'll go through a little bit about me in just a second, but right now what you see on your screen is Integrated Math 1B, which is Integrated Math 1 for the second semester. So if you're in Integrated Math 2 or 3, just hang tight, everything's pretty much the same. So once you are here, please click on this begin, or before you begin, start here. And what's really cool about this is it has so much information for you. So if you have any questions about a lot of things, you can go here and more than likely you're going to be able to find your answer. So for example, how to contact your instructor, which is me, or any of your other teachers. You click on that link and then you click right here. It has a whole video showing you how to send messages in Genius. And that's mostly how us teachers will communicate with you. So if you need a grade change or you have questions about anything, please send us a message in that Genius. So there's that. I won't walk through all of these, but I will say sometimes when you're starting here at CDLS, when you go to do some of the lessons, for some reason it won't work. So there's a few things that you can do on your computer to help you see that information. And that is using the right browser. You can click here and it'll walk you through that part. Sometimes it's enabling your cookies, which it'll show you how to do that on your computer here. Additional requirements and browsing settings, how to clear your browser cache. So if you're struggling with being able to see the content, please check these four places right here and make sure your computer is set up properly because it's usually not right away. You might have to check these out, so please make sure you're doing that this week. If it's still not working, then you can contact CDLS technical support, and that's right here. I'll show you how to do that here. Student orientation. Every class that you take here at CDLS will have this. So it just kind of walks you through how to take a CDLS online course. So there's 3 parts. Here's part 1. I'll go through these things. And then there's a part 2 and a part 3. It's really informative. It's not super long. So I highly recommend that you check that out before next week. And then there's how to download a Google Doc as a PDF, some more stuff with Google Docs. We're not going to do a whole lot with Google Docs in this class, but it could be really useful for your other classes. And then student messages in Genius. And then here's some more videos. So please check out all of that before you begin next week. Sorry, I have a Mac, and anytime I get a text, it goes on my computer. Anyway, so after all that, you're going to click on Integrated Math 1B or 2B or 3B, whatever class you're taking is. And there's a couple things I want you to be really, really aware of. So the first thing in here is course information and resources. So if you click open that folder, and it says instructor, introduction, and contact information. So this is just telling you a little bit about me. So my name is Shanae Weber. I'm a Colorado native. I was born in Pueblo, Colorado, which is kind of down south, but I currently live in Parker, Colorado, which is just a little south of Denver. And I live here with my husband, and I have 2 cats named Kiki is the black cat, and Luna, she's the white cat. I really enjoy reading and exercising. I like playing my Switch and my Xbox. Right now, well, really for the past year, I've been playing a lot of Call of Duty and Minecraft. I really, really love teaching math. So if you ever have any questions, please feel free to reach out and ask me. That's what I'm here for. It's my job. It's what I love to do. So don't be scared to ask me any questions. The best way to get a hold of me is messaging me through Genius. And if I'm not messaging you back within 24 hours, please send me an email at shanaeweber@gmail.com. But I will almost always respond within 24 hours. Here's the syllabus. It's really long. So you can read through this. It's like 9 pages if you want. And then the big thing that you need to check on probably every week, it's not going to change, but just so you know, is the course dates and course policies. So all of your due dates for the class are here. This is for integrated 1, integrated 2, and 3 years will look a little different, but it'll tell you when certain lessons are due. So on January 10th at 11:59 p.m., which is this Sunday, you need to have the introduce yourself discussion complete. And I'll show you that in just a minute. January 17th, which is next Sunday at 11:59 p.m., you need to have the quizzes done for 1.01 and 1.02 complete. If on the 18th it's not done, you'll automatically get a 0 in the gradebook until you complete that lesson or that quiz. And it's the same thing all the way down. You'll have a spring break. The spring breaks are different depending on what class you're in, so just make sure you're checking this in your own class. And then your final exam and all work is due on May 18th. And then down here is kind of a big thing I really want to emphasize, because I think it will make you feel a little bit better, is all the lessons are due at 11:59 on the day they are due. But if you don't get it in time, you can still turn in that work for full credit. So say you did 1.01 on the 25th, you didn't do it, it was pretty late, and you get an 8 out of 10 on it, I'm not going to dock you for being late. You're still going to get that 8 out of 10. That being said, try really, really hard not to fall behind, because it's really, really hard to catch back up. And it's not fun. I will promise you that. So please do the best you can to stay on track with all of these due dates. I will send you an announcement and an email reminding you of what to do each week on Mondays. Okay, so hey, it's Monday. This is what you need to accomplish this week. So I'll have that there too, but this due date will always be here under course information. Okay. And that's teacher resources. That's for me. So the first thing that's due for you is a get to know you discussion, because we're online and I don't really get to know who you are. So it just kind of allows me to get to know a little bit about who you are, where you're from. So I have 7 questions here for you. They're pretty short. You can answer in sentences. You can answer with a few words, whatever works best for you. And how you're going to answer these questions is you're going to hit new thread. And if you want to answer in a bullet point, you can say 1, where are you from? I'm from Pueblo, Colorado. And then 2, what grade are you in? 9th, 10th, 11th, or 12th? Say 9th grade, and so on and so forth. When you're done, you're going to click post. And then for the most part, you're done. But you do need to go and reply to one other student. So you can say, hey, that's really cool that your hobby is playing soccer. Or you can say, hey, I play baseball too. Or I really like Call of Duty too. Things like that. So make sure you respond to one other person, and it's due on Sunday, January 10th. All things are due at midnight or at 11:59. So just make sure it's done that evening. So that's all you need to do this week. Look through that course information, do the discussion. And then next week, we'll get started on the actual math. So if you're in integrated 1B, you will get started on functions. And the first thing you'll see, you won't see the things with the red. That's just for me. So you will see this first folder, 1.01, in whatever class you're in. So in that folder, for all classes, there's 2 things. There's the material right here, and you can kind of think of this as the lesson and some practice problems. So nothing on this first part is graded in the gradebook. Down here is the quiz for 1.01, and each lesson has a quiz. That is graded in the gradebook. So it's important that you go through these things here so that you can score a good grade on this quiz. So I'm going to walk you through what this looks like first. So remember, think of this as the lesson and your practice problems in class. I'm going to click on patterns and sequences. Sometimes you get this little thing. If you do, just back out and try it again. And there are either 2 or 3 things inside each of these materials. There's always a tutorial, and there's always a mastery test, and sometimes there's an application. So the tutorial is kind of like your teacher teaching you how to do something new. And then the application and the mastery tests are just like some practice problems. So if you click on the tutorial, which is what you should do first, there's 22 slides, and some of them are videos and some of them are interactive. I can see what you've done and what you haven't done on these slides. So please make sure you're working through these. So this is the tutorial. I wish I could mute this man. Give it just a second. Okay. So here you have an orange arrow and you have all these dots up here. So when you have an orange arrow, you need to be clicking through the orange arrows and, my goodness, and interacting with whatever it's telling you to do. So here it's saying drag the correct phase into the blank moon circle. I don't know, is it this one? Nope. Is it this one? Okay, there we go. So you're going to interact with these. None of this is for a grade. It's just to get you to practice. Okay. So work through all of those on the orange. And once you get to the last one, you can click through here. You have some more orange ones to work through. And then once you get all the way to the end, you can exit out of that and go to the application. Okay, this is really important, so please listen. The questions from the application and the mastery test look very, very similar to the quiz that will be graded. So these are not graded, they're not for a grade, but the questions do look very, very similar. So something I would recommend doing is if you have a notebook at home, please have one just for math. And you can open it up and you can write 1.01 patterns and sequences application, and you can do all your problems on a paper because you could see that same problem again later on the quiz. And then you can just go back and look at your math. You don't have to necessarily work through the problem again. So having a notebook is very important. I highly recommend it. The kids who do have a notebook in this class tend to do better. So you're going to click on application next. And these are just straight problems. So like a worksheet your teacher would give you in class or things you would do on a whiteboard. So you're just going to have to answer them. So if you're answering this question here, what's really cool is if you get the wrong answer, say I put 55. I'm like, oh, that's not the right answer. I can try again. 54. Nope, it's still not the right answer. So I can actually click on the answer and it'll show me what the right answer is and how they got the right answer. So even if you don't get the right answer, you can still write these down in that notebook and have the right answer available. It's going to be really, really handy, I promise. So you have some of these to go through all the way up to slide 16. Once you're done with that, you can take the mastery test, and it's kind of the same thing. I would almost think of the mastery test as like a pre-quiz. So am I ready to take that graded quiz? I can work through these problems. These don't show you the right answer. It'll just tell you if you're right or wrong. So if I click in 97, it's incorrect and I can't see the right answer. That's why doing the application is so important. On some of the mastery tests, it'll show you the right answer. On some of them, it won't. It just depends what type you get. I know that sounds confusing, but it's true. And then once you're done with all 3 of those things, then you can go back to our folders. And now you can take that graded quiz. So nothing that I just showed you is graded, but what is graded is this quiz. And these quizzes will all be about 10 questions. I will give you more than 2 attempts to take it. And if you ever need more attempts, say I only gave you 2 attempts, you took it twice and you still don't like your score, you can just send me a message on Genius and I can give you more attempts. I'm more than happy to do that for you. So you're really in control of what grade you're going to get in this class. I have the due date down here for you. This is due January 17th. So I'm going to start the quiz. And you'll have 10 questions. And see, these look really similar to the questions that you just saw in the application and the mastery test. So please write them down or take pictures on your phone. Do something because they can really help you on the quiz. And then you'll submit all answers and turn it in that way. Now, the system will grade this quiz right away, and it'll go into the gradebook immediately. So this is graded, and once you're done, it'll go into the gradebook as soon as you complete it. If this quiz is late and you don't turn it in by the due date, then the system will automatically give you a 0 until you take the quiz. Okay. So please make sure you're doing these on time so you don't get that 0 in the gradebook. Once you're done with that quiz, then you're done with that lesson. So then you're going to go to the next lesson and do the same thing. So click on function notation if you're in integrated 1. If it ever gives you like a purple page and it doesn't go away, go back to those course resources with the cookies and the cache and see if you can fix your computer to make it like Edmentum a little more. So if you notice on 1.02, it does not have an application. It just has a tutorial and a mastery test. And some have applications and some don't. We can't control that at CDLS. That is just how it is. So it's really important that you do both of these. Okay. The only other things I need to show you are, you won't be able to see this on your side, but I'm going to show you on my side. How I grade things are your quizzes, those graded quizzes that are about 10 questions, are 40% of your overall grade. It's a big deal. So that's why having that notebook with your questions in it can be really, really helpful. The discussions, I'll show you in just a second, are 10% of your grade. And they're pretty easy. As long as you do them and try, I usually give you full points. If you have any questions on any discussion, just message me and I can help you. The post tests, I'll show you in just a second too, are worth 40% of your grade as well. We're not doing activities this semester, so don't worry about that. And then as of right now, you do have a final and it is 10% of your overall grade. Okay. So let me go back. So here we have, let me show you to where you can see it like yours. So once we finish 1.1, we're going on to 1.2. You don't need to do 1.3. You won't even see it on yours. But here's 1.4, 1.5, 1.6. Here's the discussion. So just like the introduce yourself discussion, this is a math one. So you're going to answer this discussion question. And remember, as long as you give it your best shot, I'm going to give you your full points. But don't just write, I don't know, and don't give me 5 words. Answer the question as best you can. If you need help, message me. And then you will have a post test as well. The post test goes over all the lessons that we went through in this unit. This is also 40% of your grade. And this usually has around 20 questions. So again, if you're writing those questions down in your notebook, you can use those questions again to help you with the post test. If you just take that little extra time to write it down, it's really going to be beneficial. And I promise you, you'll probably get a better grade. And then you'll submit all answers here again. And then you'll do the same thing in Unit 2. So just keep in mind the course information and resources with the due dates so you know what to do at what time. And I'll email you every week and have an announcement to tell you what you need to accomplish that day or that week. Okay, I know this video was kind of long and a little overwhelming, but I hope I answered as many questions as possible before you jump in and do the math next week. So remember to complete the Get to Know You discussion by January 10th. I will be sending you a message in Genius either today or tomorrow. So just keep a lookout for that. If you have any questions, you can send me a message on Genius as well. I'm really excited to have you in this class. Thank you so much for being here. I guess one more thing. Remember, if you're not in Integrated 1B, that's okay if you're in 2B or 3B. It's pretty much the same. Okay? So don't freak out. There's not a different video. I didn't want to make this video 3 times. So yeah, if you have any questions, send me a message. Good luck this semester. I'm excited to have you. Bye.